Okay.
He said like a whole 2-page paper. Tell her she's whack.
Oh my God. Hey, I've been really, really, really easy on y'all thus far. This is supposed to be an honors elective, and I've waited till 3 weeks in, 3 weeks in to start hitting y'all hard. Okay, hold on, I'm sorry. I'm waiting on everybody else to get in.
Haley said that she couldn't come today because she wasn't feeling well.
Okay. I need to look to see who all had sent me something. I'm trying to keep up with all my Remind app messages, all the above. But I thought I had Dalton and Michaela and just a few others coming. So let me make sure that I didn't miss anybody. I mean, it's happy Monday morning. Technology doesn't work on a Monday, apparently. I don't know. Maybe it's because it's raining. I don't know. But anyway. All right. So finally got internet fixed. Zoom is up. I'll just throw it out in the Remind app just to let everybody know that I finally got everything up and running, just to make sure that I don't miss anybody before I hit any big stuff. Okay. Let me shoot this out really quick. Whoops. Well, there it is. Okay. I think we got it now. If I could type at the same time. Okay. All right. So let me give everybody just another minute to make sure I didn't anybody that had jumped on first thing and gave up hope on me. I think that's usually what tends to happen. But I don't give up that easily. I kept fighting until I got it. So anyway, it is what it is. Okay. All right. So one thing, and I didn't finish Friday, so I'll have to finish today. So there we go. What is it? The September calendar. September calendar is coming for everybody. And what else? There was one other thing. We had kind of a brief faculty meeting last week to discuss. We do have everything set up in preparation for coming back AB. So again, we're just kind of in a sitting, kind of holding pattern until we find out in a couple of weeks. Again, September 10th is kind of that magic date to where we find out what we're going to do, depending on what Cooper and, of course, the board says. But we have that lined up in preparation for what is to come. All right. So we are already halfway through the first 6 weeks. We've hit some major topics talking about the physical, social, moral, and last but not least, today is, oh, maybe I said it in the wrong order. Physical, cognitive, moral, and then today is social development for students or children, however you want to word it. Okay. So we've got to analyze all these pieces for us to better understand why it is that we teach certain things for certain age groups. You know, we know very well that after doing these studies and looking at the psychologists and their theories, that a high schooler is able to do more and think more critically than what a kindergartner would, you know, and that's how we kind of figure out what our standard course of study should be, and have those milestones laid out accordingly. So today's assignment is hitting that last and final piece of the puzzle and talking about social development. I'm pretty sure, I hope I'm not saying the wrong one. I'm pretty sure that it was Kohlberg. Hold on, I'm trying to find it so I can make sure that I'm even on the right one.
Oh, I have a question about that one with like the moral dilemmas quiz.
Yes.
I was wondering if like when it asks about the different situations, if Kohlberg's only applies to men and then Gilligan's only applies to women, or if they can change as well, or if they're just like mainly based on one gender if they can only apply to one gender?
Okay, well, all right, yeah, that is a little confusing. All right, so Kohlberg's is looking more at men, but actually some psychologists use it to look at both men and women, to where Gilligan's is strictly women.
Okay.
Yeah, so it really just kind of depends on what psychologist you're talking to as to what they think when it comes to Kohlberg's, but a lot of them will apply it to both, if that helps.
Okay.
Yeah, and that's the other thing is unfortunately, if we were together in class, we would be talking about all these together. And so anyway, we're just kind of trying to combine everything into a short period of time with looking at all of it. So yeah, based on their theories, you had to go through and do that that quiz. Which one do you think that it was more? Which one it was referencing, and all those different scenarios. And then today's is social development, and that's what I was double checking just to make sure that I had the right one pulled up. So for this one, very similar to how you had to do last week, this one is focusing on Erikson's point of view and his theory behind the various stages of our social development. So going in and taking a look at that, and then it also gives you kind of a breakdown after you read through the information. It gives you a chart to kind of break it down to give you age ranges and then what the psychosocial crisis is as we grow and develop. And so I wanted you guys to kind of look at the whole thing, obviously, but then also focus, where do you think you are specifically right now, which you guys would be in that still adolescent phase of what he calls, which is stage 5, which is identity and reputation versus identity and confusion. Where you're at high school is kind of, well, middle school and high school is that time where you're trying to find yourself. Where do you fit in? What is your group of friends and people that you associate with? How is it that you kind of dig through everything that society throws at you, that your peers throw at you, and find yourself, essentially? Again, kind of where you feel like you fit in, almost like a puzzle piece. A lot of times when you watch movies, Mean Girls and Clueless, and a lot of those movies that focus on high school, and they talk about cliques, whether it's preps or jocks or nerds, yeah, how they have these certain cliques. And not that we so much have done that in real life, but I do want you to kind of think about that, and how is it that we have to kind of figure out where we should be versus maybe where we kind of feel like we get pushed. Do you feel like that's the same? Do you feel like you identify yourself this way and associate more with this group of people, but you kind of feel like maybe you're being pushed in another direction to have a certain look or identity? So I think it's interesting to think about, and for you to kind of talk about your personal journey, where you are, and Erikson's stages of that social development, which again is a very big piece of the puzzle when it comes to figuring out why students, again, whether they're talking about kindergarten through high school, why students act the way they do is based on all 4 of those pieces: physical, cognitive, moral, and social development. So we have to look at all that as we prepare for what is coming up with preparing to do our first mini lessons. Again, I'm going to work on finishing up the September calendar, and I will share that with everybody this afternoon so that you know where we go for the rest of the month. And I think that I said this last week, but I do want to make sure that I repeat it one more time. And I'm recording so I can share with whoever misses that this morning. The biggest thing to remember, and this is everybody, doesn't matter what class you're in, is that we all have to be super duper flexible with September. We have multiple plans in place, just like we did at the end of July going in to the new school year. But September is just the same. We have several plans put in place, and it's kind of a waiting game to figure out what it is that we're going to go to next. But have you guys got questions, comments, concerns? Anything thus far? So again, we're heading into the second block, the second 6 weeks. Excuse me. I still feel like I'm forgetting something else besides calendar and activities. That's what I get for not writing a list to remind myself. Let me make sure I didn't write it in my planner. No. I'm sure like usual it'll come to me later. Oh well. All right, so a couple of things for what's coming up this week. We are going to keep to our Monday, Wednesday, Friday Zoom schedule. Don't forget, next week, next Monday, we get an extra day off. Next Monday is Labor Day, so 4-day week next week. That's something nice to look forward to. We can always use an extra brain break. I do have TC2s doing their second round of mini lessons, which is what I've got to talk to them about this week here in just a minute. So if you guys, again, this is optional. You don't have to sit in on it if you don't want to. I'm really hoping that we don't have as many problems and hiccups as we did last week. Knock on wood. It'll go smoother for us this week. But again, that's optional. I'll send that out this afternoon. I'll send the link out for everybody that wants to sit in and watch those mini lessons and act as an extra pair of eyes and ears. And then I know what else I was wanting to do, but I don't really want to do it when we're missing 90% of our class. We're only a group of 9, but it's okay. We're still missing a lot of people. So what I might do instead, we talked about this a little bit last week. I do want to get a feel for what everybody's thinking. Let me grab a pen so I can write this down. I do want to have an idea of either a teacher, grade level, something, as I also make contacts and preparations for field experience. Again, I'm not guaranteeing what it's going to look like, but we've all got to make sure we have plans in place. Now, if you guys have, and I think it was like the first full week of school, we discussed what we were thinking, and Dalton, correct me if I'm wrong, but I do believe that you had talked to me about being interested in special ed.
Yes.
Did you have a certain grade level that you were interested in, whether elementary, middle, or high school?
High school.
Okay, which is actually fantastic because Miss Brumley and Miss Bryant were both reaching out to us that if anybody was interested in coming in and interacting, reading books, just saying, hey, obviously here at the high school, it's empty besides teachers and some EC and special ed students. So it's almost like a ghost town around here, and it's a really kind of creepy feeling to be in the school like that. But that would be phenomenal. She will be super excited to know that. And she's, like I said, already invited anybody and everybody that will come in the classroom and act as extra eyes and ears and interaction. So that'll be fantastic. I know I can go ahead and check that off because she has already said that she is willing and ready. So that is fantastic. And obviously that's an easy connection for me to just walk down the hallway and make. Lily, I know that you had talked several weeks ago about high school history. Are you interested in speaking with Miss Smith and seeing if you would? Yeah, okay. All right, good deal. Because that was another issue, is we got to make sure whoever you guys are interested in does have a class during first block. She does. I'm almost 90% sure that's her A-push class.
It is, yeah.
I think she usually tries to keep it first block every year. And I don't think that would be a problem either. I'll see her this week just to confirm that she's good with taking on a TC, but I'm almost positive that shouldn't be a problem either. So that's another thing that I'll do this week. I'm going to get with everybody else. I might just shoot everybody an email to find out really quick. I'll go ahead and make those connections, make sure everybody is paired up with a certain field experience teacher. Obviously, I want to make sure that you guys get put with veteran teachers. I would never put anybody with a BT. BT is a beginning teacher. BTs have 3 years of experience before we consider them to be a veteran teacher. So I would never put anybody with a BT. But I'm going to see about making those connections this week, and then obviously conveying our plans, you know, our plan A, B, and C, depending on what comes up after the magic date of September 10th. Okay. All right. If you guys are okay, I'm going to say good rest of your morning, so I can hit my TC2s and make sure that they're good to go for today. And just be making sure that you're watching Google Classroom, the stream in Google Classroom for any announcements, and me posting the September calendar, okay? Okay, good deal. All right, happy Monday, guys. See y'all later.